I mean, maybe they would have, downloaded Sonic the game and played it together on the PS4 in memory of Hedgie, but it just didn't, it didn't feel right that he was trying to trade an animal for a PlayStation, and that's coming from somebody with, could say fairly low morals. So I definitely.
Ooh, wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. Welcome back to another episode of PM in the AM, a comedy podcast for listeners of all ages. Each week we go into different topics we find on the internet. Any weird thing that we come across, we give it to you guys. This is Blake Bushman, and I'm joined by my co-host Porter McNeely every week as we strive to bring you a half hour of humor.
Excellent job, Blake. That might have been your best read yet.
I mean, here's the thing. When you remind me about half a second before we press the record button that I will be the one doing the intro, it's just pure panic. I black out. I have no idea what I'm saying. I just hope that when I come across on the other side, you're saying good things.
No, I mean, I'm definitely giving that your best intro so far score. So that's definitely a lot of progress there. I think you did leave out a couple of important pieces.
No, there was
that
nothing. Nothing was left.
This podcast, no, you left out the most important part. This podcast is designed to make you laugh out loud no matter where you're listening. And you also forgot to ask me a very important question. And I feel a little bit offended because I ask you it every week.
Well, Porter, I will ask you, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Blake. I appreciate you asking, and that actually reminds me. I did want to bring something up this week, and I've been working hard all summer long, and so I kind of had work on my mind this week. And you remember a classic TV show that involved work that this probably came out in like 2010,
Tim
and it
the
was
Toolman Taylor? What was
that's earlier than that, but that is a good show that also involved work. I'm talking Undercover Boss, Blake. Did you ever watch that show?
Dude, yeah, I get little clips across my social media all the time still. I love it.
Dude, it is the best. So this week, me and my wife were kind of binging a little bit, and we actually came upon the episode where the CEO of Hooters goes undercover, and so we were just watching. That is the cringiest episode of all time.
Did he put on some short shorts?
No, but it was funny because he's like, at the beginning, he's like, I think it's fine for women to work here. I would let my daughters work here. And then he goes to like one of the restaurants, within like the first 5 minutes of the show, and the manager's just like treating them horribly, objectifying them as much as humanly possible. And he's like, you know what, maybe I should take that comment back. But it's just funny that I was thinking of Undercover Boss, and I want to ask you, I don't know if this is just me or if there's other people out there. Did you ever, you were working at a job, one of those big companies, and you just wished every day you'd walk in, you're like, maybe today's the day that the boss is going to be here. They're going to say, hey, this guy with a Velcro mustache is here filming a documentary on entry-level jobs or whatever it is. Did you ever like secretly hope that was going to happen, or was that just me?
Oh, all the time, because I felt really, not because I was confident in my working ability, but now I really enjoy my job. But back, when I was working at like this big company, I was, doing other stuff. I wasn't particularly fond of it, and so my effort levels may not have been 100% there. But had I thought that, if there was an old man that mysteriously started one day, dude, I was going to be the nicest dude to this guy, because I thought for sure I would be able to catch it. Like, there's not a doubt in my mind that they would be able to mysteriously introduce some new worker the same day that they're starting to film a documentary. And I mean, I would have been, you bring the cameras out, man, I'll start to shine. I would have been doing 14 different jobs at once. I would have ended up as the VP of operations.
But not only that, you have to add in the 17 tragedies that have happened to your family.
Oh, yeah.
And that way, at the end of the show, all of a sudden the CEO's like, because of your dedication, we're just going to write you this check for $50,000 because your toenail is hurting you.
Mm-hmm.
And that was always the dream for me. So that's funny that we can relate on that. Yeah. And we've thought the same thing.
It's funny that we bring this up because this was just a couple of days ago. I saw a clip of Undercover Boss where this dude, obviously had been tipped off that the boss was coming in. Like he was 100% aware. This dude was working so hard. He was at this amusement park, and you would not believe the lengths this guy was going through. And then he like sat down with them for lunch, and he was just like pouring his heart out to him. He's like, theme parks aren't just a job to me; it's a lifestyle. Like it's my passion. I love it. And he pulled out an iPad that he had made a 3D rendering of this idea he had for a roller
No
coaster.
way.
And like,
What?
because he had to have known that it was the boss. Because if he didn't, and he just first day is pulling out these models of roller coasters that he had made to show off to his coworkers, like
Yeah.
apparently, according to the comments on the video, that guy is now high up in the ownership of that theme park. So it paid off for him. That's all I know.
And meanwhile, every other janitor at that park that didn't have the opportunity to, get 2 weeks notice, they're like, yeah, by the way, this guy that has a fairly similar haircut to our CEO, except for they shaved the sides a little bit, he's coming in and they're filming a documentary about getting a job when you're 75 in the custodial industry. Like the excuses were always so dumb.
Have you
That
ever been working somewhere and looked up a picture of what the CEO looks like? Just so you have a leg up on the competition when the time comes.
Dang, that's smart. I feel stupid for never having done that, even though the whole time I was just wishing that the CEO would just come through. I guess actually when I worked at Enterprise, the car rental place, I did know what their CEO was like because I was sure that I was going to be vacuuming cars, cleaning them out, spraying them down, and then the CEO was going to be. I was sure at that job it was going to happen. Unfortunately, never did, and that's why I'm not rich right now.
One day it'll work out for us. We'll make it.
Well, that's funny. I'm glad we could touch on that a little. I'm glad we had that in common because I kind of felt a little bit of a risk there that I was just going to be saying something completely stupid. So good thing we had that one in common, Blake. And let's go ahead and introduce a little bit of what we got coming up in the show today. We have the Not So Elementary Education, the segment where Blake and I battle in a head-to-head duel of elementary level trivia questions. We've really struggled at this in the past. We're watching Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader to get our inspiration and questions, and it is very difficult today, Blake. I wish you the best of luck because I got some banger questions.
Yeah, I'm terrified. We've seen in the heat of the moment, both of our brains have gone just absolutely blank. It's tough when you're put on the spot like this. So we're really hoping we can get one of the listeners on the show to do it with us. We'll figure out the best way to format it. So you can either play with us or against us, and it should be a lot of fun. So if you think you can do better than us, reach out. We'd love to get you on the pod, and we'll see if we can stump you.
Yeah, my idea was, and I'll pitch this to you, Blake. I haven't even told you this yet, but what I was thinking is we could get a guest on to play against whoever wins today. If I win or you win, the reigning champion will then have to battle a guest live on the show. And, I think that'd be pretty fun. I think that'd be pretty entertaining. And so if you're interested in that, just shoot us a DM. We'll send you our recording schedule and get it all lined up. But yeah, we're excited for that segment. But before we get there, Blake, I have, one of the pillars of this podcast from the early days was Facebook Marketplace finds. We'd scour Facebook Marketplace. We'd find crazy things. And I see you over there smiling, and I know why. And that is because I couldn't hold this one back. This actually happened to me. I guess it happened to my wife was trying to sell my PlayStation on Facebook Marketplace. And we got, a crazy offer. And I'm going to go ahead and pop that up on the screen so we can see it for our video here real quick. But yeah, see, we'll look at it there as soon as this loads here real quick. What's going on here? Okay, so there we got it. We have a PS4 Slim bundle with 2 controllers. I was looking for about, $100 at first. Then I posted it, got oversaturated with like 45 offers. So I decided, what am I going to do here? I'm going to add the price a little bit. And I got a nice DM, and it said, "Would you be interested in a trade?" And so instantly, when you see like the little line, I'm like, "Oh, a trade! I'm all interested." I'm like, "I wonder what we got cooking up here." And then it says, "I have a hedgehog and a cage and other stuff to get started."
I mean, it's just fantastic when you get offered a hedgehog in trade for a PS4. That's got to be the first hedgehog for PS4 trade in the history of mankind. I mean, I you sent this to me, and I was really hoping you were going to take it, and that I would get a little picture of your new friend Hedgehog.
No, if you want to see some pictures, just wait, because we're going to go a little bit further into the conversation here. And so we'll take a look at that next one here. And so, clearly, this was my wife texting, by the way. Clearly, she's got to see a picture of this hedgehog. We got to make sure it's real, and we got to make sure it's adorable. So we got a picture of the hedgehog next to some McDonald's Happy Meals in a couple of different scenarios. And yeah, sure enough, hedgehog and cage is real. So, at this point, she wants to know what his name is, and the guy responds that it is named Hedgie. And I mean, this was just a pretty awesome conversation. But at this point, my wife was, I was alongside my wife, and she had kind of told me what was going on. I got kind of skeptical. I said, there must be something defective about this hedgehog, because I looked up the price. These things retail at $300 to $400. So I was thinking, there's got to be something defective about this hedgehog if they're trying to give it away. And so, and it's, especially when the guy said it was his daughter's hedgehog, I don't think the PS4 was for his younger daughter, so that kind of seemed like a little bit of a selfish move on that end. But let's go to the next one. And so, yeah, then this guy said he was going to be moving, so that he thought it would be easier to take the PlayStation 4, I guess, than take the hedgehog. And so, and he also, we said that wasn't going to work out for us in the end, because we do have a dog. We did not want poor little Hedgie to escape the cage and become a midnight snack for that dog. So we ended up turning down his offer, but he asked us if we know anyone else who is interested in a hedgehog. And so I'll just throw that out there on this episode. If you're interested in a hedgehog, reach out to us and we can put you in touch with somebody that can get you one.
Well, if you're interested in a hedgehog and you just so happen to have a PS4 Slim with 2 controllers that you're willing to trade, that's an important step. I think that this dude really just wanted the PlayStation 4. He was like, "What do I have in this house that I can get rid of? I got to get me a PlayStation." He was wandering around and heard a little the pitter patter of the cage, and Hedgie was gone. I mean, he's going to tell his daughter that Hedgie is living on a nice farm in the sky, and went to live with all of his hedgehog friends, and really it's just a snack for Porter's dog here.
No, yeah, I couldn't do that to the poor little girl when he told me it was his daughter's pet and he was trying to get rid of it for a PS4. That just felt so selfish to me, because I mean, maybe they would have, downloaded Sonic, the game, and played it together on the PS4 in memory of Hedgie. But it just didn't, it didn't feel right that he was trying to trade an animal for a PlayStation. And that's coming from somebody with, could say fairly low morals. So I
Did you just
had
say
to share
that you have fairly low morals?
I mean, in terms of, I don't even know what I was trying to say there, but like PlayStation for Hedgehog, like I feel terrible for that child, I mean, I'm not the one to, maybe, if your kids were begging for a pet, maybe I would just say no instead of say yes. And then as soon as it gets annoying, because those things are nocturnal, and I bet that wheel was squeaking at night when it was trying to exercise, then I wouldn't just, be like, oh yeah, Hedgie's at a new home, and dad's gaming for 13 hours a day and not paying attention to you anymore.
Yeah, I think when you sent it to me, my first thought was that this daughter was going to be looking for her hedgehog, and she was going to go ask her dad, and just he'd be playing the PlayStation, just be like, "Hey, leave me alone."
Yeah.
I don't know where your hedgehog is. Relax.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of surprised he even like sent some photos and stuff. I just imagine that man was so hyped. He's like, oh, somebody's taking the bait. He's like, cast the line. I got him on the hook, and now we got to reel him in with some cute hedgehog pictures. And then after that, he kept responding even though the questions were getting a little bit more out of pocket. But yeah, we are not Hedgehog parents. We decided not to take the Hedgehog deal.
Mm.
And so,
Part
yeah,
of me was
maybe
hoping that at the end of this story, you were going to pull out the hedgehog and show the camera
dang.
that you made the trade. I was waiting for it. It didn't happen, unfortunately. But
No, that would have been sweet. It just runs across the desk. No, it would have been asleep. And that's the problem with the hedgehog. You don't buy nocturnal pets because then they just keep you up at night.
I had no idea hedgehogs were nocturnal. So I'm glad that
Yeah,
wasn't one
like
of the questions in the next segment. I would have gotten it wrong.
no. That's a good segue, though, Blake. I'm glad we could discuss that a little bit. We will be moving on with the Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader like segment coming up right after a brief ad, so stay tuned. And we are back. We've got the not so elementary education segment coming back. We've got Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader style questions, and we've got low knowledge. So, Blake, can you walk me through the power ups that we have as we go through the grades again?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have two power ups. The first one is that we can be held back, meaning you get two answers. You can take a shot at one. If you get it wrong, you can take another guess and then go through. The second will be you can enter the transfer portal. So for every grade, we'll give each other an option of two different subjects for that grade. If you don't like the question that you got for one subject, you can enter the transfer portal and get the question from the others. And then you have one chance again to get that right. And then we each only have one of each of those. And so once we use them, they're gone. So we've used them quite often in the first grade. So hopefully we can make it beyond that. I feel pretty good about our odds today. So we'll see. But I think we'll be doing all right.
All right, Blake, do you want to go first since you won the latest bracket, or do you want me to go first?
I'll ask you a question. I feel like that's the easier part. I want to, just get things going, let my juices start, and then you can hit me with something. But your first grade options are vocab or grammar.
Oh, you dirty dog. I knew you were keying in on the ones I hated. Ah, crap. Grammar's. Vocab, though. Oh, no. Okay, I'll go with grammar. Let's do it.
Okay. Your first grade grammar question is, what word is the subject of the following sentence? The spaceship landed in Jacob's backyard.
Subject. Was there a subject and a predicate or something?
Okay, so yeah, first step, what is the subject of a sentence in general?
This is a trick question. This is a dirty question because we're talking about a spaceship and Jacob. But I think the subject would have to be the spaceship because Jacob's is like referring to his yard, unless Jacob's yard is the subject. So I got no idea. You're giving me kind of a funny look. Or is the subject the person in the sentence?
I'm giving no such look. This is all up to you.
Okay, so I think as I go through this, I think the subject has to be the person. So I am going to take Jacob.
We really need to get some sound effects in here.
I had it right, didn't I?
It is the spaceship. The subject of a sentence is what this sentence is about. The sentence is about the spaceship, and it just so happens to be in Jacob's backyard.
Freaking Jacob, man! How did he do that to me? Dang!
I'll give you a warm up ball on that one,
Freak.
just so we can keep going. I'll give you a freebie on that.
Let's just scratch my two guess because that would have been my second guess. So we'll scratch my
that's
back
fair.
on that one.
Okay.
All right. First grade, you have
that really takes
English.
the pressure off me.
No, it does.
Makes me feel way better. All right.
All right, Blake. Do you want English or art?
Oh crap! What could art possibly be? You know, I feel like it's got to be like colors or something. I feel okay with colors. So hit me with first grade art.
That was incredible, Blake. So your true or false question is the color gray a secondary color?
Is the color gray a
Or
secondary
the
color?
color,
Okay.
okay, I said that it's true or false. So the color gray is a secondary color. True or false?
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, that was
Well, let's see. The primary colors are red, blue, and yellow. And I'm pretty sure secondary colors are when you combine those. Or it's the ones across on the color wheel. Maybe that's the same thing. I don't know. But no, either way, I'm going to say gray isn't even on the color wheel. So no, it is not a secondary color. False.
How did you know that?
I mean, I'm locked in on colors, bro. I told you. I
Dang.
told you if it
That
was
is
colors,
such a
I'm.
hard question. I thought for sure you were done because even the guy on the episode that I watched, he got out on that one because
Oh,
that was
really?
a hard question. Yeah. Dang. Well, good work. You're through the first grade, no power ups, no nothing. Let's see what
Feeling
else you
good.
got.
I mean, it hit me with more color questions. I got these in the bag. All right. Your second grade options are spelling or measurements.
Let's go spelling. Why not?
Okay. How many times does the letter U appear in the following phrase? The quiet hum of the vacuum.
Oh, does vacuum have two U's or one? Ah, man. The quiet has one hum of the vacuum. So I'm just if vacuum has two U's, which I'm gonna write this down here real quick. I think that's legal. And just so you
I'll
know, I'm
allow
writing
it.
this
I'll
on the
allow
back
it.
of employment documents, so my employer is gonna see this. No, there's. I think vacuum has to have two M's. That looks crazy. Oh no, that looks crazy with two U's, dude. That's like vacuum. Is it vacuum or vacuum? Ah, okay. I think it might have two U's. I'm gonna say four and lock that in because what do I have to lose?
That is correct. It is four. Vacuum
Let's
does in fact have
go.
two U's.
Yes. At first glance, it did not look right, Blake. I will tell you, it looked
Oh
like there
man.
was excessive U going on in there.
When you started writing it down, I was like, oh, he's got this in the bag. Writing it down, he can see it, he'll be all right. And then you started saying, oh no, it has two M's. And I was like, there's no way he's going to miss two in a row.
Oh. It looked very wrong the first time I wrote it with two U's until I saw it with two M's and I said, no, it can't be that. That looks so stupid. So then I thought maybe it's two C's. And so I have four different spellings of vacuum on the back of this employment document that I have to turn in tomorrow, which, that's going to be a pretty, hopefully they flip it around and like, what? This guy's an idiot. All right, let's move along to your second grade question. And so you have world geography or U.S. geography or U.S. history. It's U.S. history. Sorry, I forgot to write the category by that one and it was tripping
Oh,
me out.
oh, I feel better about geography than I do history. So I'm going to go world geography.
Okay. True or false? Egypt is the only country that the Nile River flows through.
Dude, I have no idea. I mean,
Finally.
I feel like that can't be true. I just feel like you hear enough about the Nile River that it's
I don't
got to
hear
be.
much about it.
Oh, I'm hearing all. It's all in the news. It's all the rage nowadays in the Nile. Um, so what you're telling me is if I get held back and I miss it, it's a guaranteed win because it's true or false.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna get held back. I'm using it. I
All
don't feel
right.
confident. I do not feel confident in this, but I'm gonna say no. It flows through more than just Egypt.
Okay, before you do that, I'm gonna say I've given you two true or false questions, and both of them you've said no, which is not
Oh,
that's not an
false.
answer
Sorry,
choice. Okay,
false, false.
thank you. That is correct. It goes through a couple
Ah,
other countries that
dang
I
it.
don't know, but it goes through like five. So yeah, that's kind
Yeah,
of a tricky one because
I should
it's
have.
like seems so fake that it could be true.
Yeah, I should have trusted my gut, but I was like, I know there's the Dead Sea or whatever in there. I don't know what's flowing in or out, and maybe it just comes straight through Egypt and ends. I didn't want to risk it on second grade question, but now I'm disappointed that I was right and I wasted my power up.
I'm glad now we're kind of in the same boat. I mean, technically, I didn't use mine, so you have a tiny, tiny, tiny advantage over me. But let's keep going.
Okay.
Am I gonna need
I
my
forgot.
scratch paper again?
Yeah, we'll see. All right,
Jeez.
your third grade questions are geography or astronomy.
Yeah, I gotta go geography. I don't even want to mess with astronomy. I know nothing
Yeah,
about Orion's belt.
yeah. If there's anything I know about you, astronomy is not your strong suit. Which
How do you know that? I don't think we've ever talked about that or
it's
anything.
because I like astronomy. When you gave me the
Uh,
astronomy questions, I was thrilled, and you were
uh,
like, "I thought that was hard," but it was like, "How many
uh,
planets are there?" Anyways,
I thought you were like excluding me. You're like, yeah, you didn't show up to my last telescope club
yeah,
meeting. You hate
you're not at
astronomy.
my telescope parties. You're not an astronomy fan. You're a fake fan. All right.
Yeah.
Your third grade geography question is: in which U.S. state is the Lincoln Home National Historic Site?
Okay, I feel like I know this one, and unfortunately, I don't have my two guess available. But now that I'm thinking about it, you got to remember that not all the states were in play at that point in time. You know, we got the whole West Coast after that, I believe. I believe he was from the North, and I think it's Illinois. But let me ponder that as I'm, walking through. Because if I take a transfer portal here and you ask me what the eighth planet is, I'm not going to know that either. I don't know.
Yeah, the fact that all you have left is the transfer portal, and the subject looming on the other side of that is astronomy. Uh,
I know that's
you're
daunting. It's
probably
almost like
better
just
off
give up now.
staying with the Lincoln Home Memorial.
Why does Illinois sound so right? As I think about this, I'm going back to Honest Abe, the cartoons I watched as a kid of him walking like 8 miles to give the lady a penny after she accidentally overpaid. And I'm trying to think, what would a great state be for that to have occurred in? And I just can't get away from Illinois, but I don't even Indiana, Illinois. Why does that seem like where he would be from? I don't. Let's go to the transfer portal, Blake, because I have no idea, but I think it was Illinois. Was I right?
Do you want me to tell you if you were right, or do you just want to get your
Yeah, I
question?
can't get that question anyway. I want to know.
It was Illinois.
Oh
You would have been right. Um,
no,
Unfortunately, I
no,
don't know if things are going to bode well for you here.
no, no,
Uh,
no.
what fraction of the 8 planets in
Oh,
our solar system do not have rings?
oh, you suck. You are so dirty for this question. Oh, okay.
I can tell you. Do you want
Oh
a hint
man,
for
I,
that?
I I know. No, I know Saturn has rings.
Okay.
So I got first of all, this is a math question and a planet question. So this was a stupid. Okay, so are we counting Pluto or not Pluto? Because I gotta know.
No, it's 8 planets. It's what fraction
Okay,
of the 8 planets? So from Mercury to Neptune.
okay. So I believe Neptune and Saturn have rings, and so I will
Okay.
say three-quarters of the planets do not have rings, and one quarter does.
Do you want me to give you a hint before you lock it in?
Yeah, let's maybe take a. I'll take a nice whisper.
Okay. Every planet outside of the asteroid belt has
Come
rings.
on, you're so stupid. You thought that was gonna be a help for me? Well, I feel like it's not gonna be like a 3/8. Okay, I'll go with 5/8 then.
You're going from Oh, 5/8 do not. Okay.
Do not.
Uh,
Yeah.
no, you're still wrong.
God,
It is
dang it.
it is 1/2.
Really?
There are four rocky planets. There's the asteroid belt, and then the four gaseous planets that
Dang.
that all have rings of some sort. They're like Jupiter's rings are small in comparison to Jupiter, so you don't really see them, but it does in fact have rings.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, that is going to, I am done right here in the third grade, which I believe is worse than last time.
I think so. Yeah,
The I had it, and I don't know where I pulled that fact out about Lincoln, but I had it.
I
I didn't
was
trust my gut, and
I was shocked when you said Illinois. I did not think you were going to be able to pull Illinois because I didn't get that question. But remember, we get these from watching the show. These are all pulled directly from
yeah,
an episode or an episode or two, depending on how many we need to fill the questions. And I did not know that one. So I was surprised when
yeah.
you pulled Illinois. Unfortunately, you transferred, and that was your downfall.
Dang. Well, yeah. I mean, like you said, these have been read by Jeff Foxworthy, the man himself. So I am not putting the blame on you. I know that's just how it falls. We'll see if you can get past the third grade, and maybe we'll just keep going for style points on my end after that. But Blake, your third grade questions are grammar or measurements?
I don't do grammar. Give me measurements.
Okay. By definition, a cubic meter is a unit of which of the following types of measurement? Length, width,
Length.
or
Oh,
volume?
volume. It's
Are you
volume. A
locking that
cubic
in?
meter is volume.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct.
All right.
Dude, your
Yes, sir.
trivia, I'm starting to realize every time you're killing me at this. So I think there's a pattern. I think you're really good at trivia. We found a hidden talent here.
Well, I know a bunch of nonsense. I don't know valuable information a lot of the time, but if you feed me a bunch
Dang.
of random questions, I feel like I can do all right. I really have been wanting to go try a trivia night to see how I can do, but you know, I never got around to it. Maybe after this
You,
though, if I can be smarter than a fifth grader, I might have to.
yeah. I mean, the jury's still out tonight to see if you can do it, Blake. So stay hot, my friend. Do you
Do
want to
you
give me
want?
your questions? Are you saving them for next time? What are you
Uh,
thinking?
it's all right. I'll give them to you. I
Okay. Okay.
would. Do you want fourth grade math or physical science?
Let's go physical science. I don't think we've touched
All
that
right.
category before.
It is fitting with the question you asked me a bit.
Oh.
When you divide the mass of an object by its volume, what do you get?
Mass by volume. Okay, my first thought is wait, mass by volume?
You divide the mass by the volume.
Dang, I can like literally see myself sitting in a science class doing these equations, at some point, and I think mass by volume is velocity. Is that
No, that would be mass and
speed?
it is
Mass and speed, huh? Dang it.
it
Mass
is
by volume.
yes,
Density?
well, yes, okay, velocity is basically just speed.
Oh,
Uh, density is the answer.
oh, dang. Dang, dang. Yeah, that makes sense now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I have gotten officially one grade correct tonight, and I'm not feeling too good about myself. All right, Blake. Moving along to your fourth grade question. You have U.S. geography or U.S. history.
Give me geography. I don't do history very well. You're gonna ask me
What
dates or
state?
something. I'm not gonna know.
No, you chose the right question. I will say that you did
Ooh,
good.
baby. All right, let's hear it.
What state is bordered by the Bering Sea?
The heck is the Bering Sea?
I don't know. I just watched the episode.
This is maybe the second or third time in my life I'm hearing about the Bering Sea. I do still have the transfer portal though, right?
You
But
do.
you said that was the right question to take. Okay, so it's got to be a state on the border, so that eliminates most of them. Bering Sea, I mean that could be like Alaska though. I don't know. I'm gonna take Alaska. I just feel like that's my best guess.
That
Lock
is
in it in.
correct.
Let's go.
That was random? You didn't know that?
No, so the thing that kind of tipped me off is I've heard of the Bering Strait, which I
Oh.
was pretty sure was up in that area.
Hmm.
And so maybe I'm making that up, but I just figured the odds that they have a Bering Strait and a Bering Sea in two totally different areas was
You've never seen
unlikely.
the Deadliest Catch, the crab fishing show?
Is that where it is? Is the
They
Bering
always
Sea?
are like, in the Bering Sea, we go
Oh,
to find the crabs. Yeah.
yeah, no, I
Uh,
had no idea, but I made it, so
Good
we're
job.
good.
Good job. All right, let's see what you got in fifth grade.
All right. Uh, do you want spelling or animal science?
I think since the only question I've got right is spelling, I'm going to go with it again and make a fool of myself.
Okay. Spell the following word defined as assisting or intended to assist memory. And the word is mnemonic.
Okay. And can I write down on scratch
Feel
paper?
free, feel free.
Okay. Mnemonic.
Yeah.
Okay,
To be
I
fair,
think.
old Jeff Foxworthy did pronounce it mnemonic, but when you put it in Google, it says mnemonic. So I'll roll with that.
I'm trying to decide if this is a phony PH word, if this is one where we just threw an irrelevant PH. I think you use that in the most useless things bracket. You did the silent letters, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling that right now. I think we maybe have some silent letters on the front of this one. Mnemonic. Is that what you're saying? Mnemonic.
Mnemonic. Here, I'll even I'll play it for you here through old Google. Let me get it here for you,
Yeah,
so
that
I
might
can't
be
be
nice in
blamed for the
helping me decide.
pronunciation.
Mnemonic.
Oof. I think I heard him say a PH in there.
You heard the
Mnemonic.
silent letter.
I heard it. Okay. My final spelling, and this is the only spelling that I made because there's not even another one that could be right. This is it right here.
Okay.
Phneumonic. Mnemonic.
Okay. So you were right with the silent letter, and you were right
Ah.
in the second half of the word, but
Ah.
you got the wrong silent letter. It is Mnemonic.
Mnemonic?
It's NME. Yeah, that's
Oh,
when
NM.
when
Oh,
I
so
was
the.
listening to the show, I did PN as well,
Ah,
and I got it
dang.
wrong. But that's yeah.
Dang, man. I am struggling tonight. So yeah, you're definitely going to be facing off if we have a guest on the show because you need to make us proud, and I am clearly embarrassing us. All right, Blake, you ready for your fifth grade questions?
Let's do it.
Okay, would you like math or world history?
Let's embarrass myself and do math. I'm avoiding history.
All
I might
right.
as well keep the trend going.
You might potentially need a pen and paper here, and your question is: a geometric pyramid with three faces and a base has a height of 20. If the base has an area of 30, what is the volume of that pyramid?
I might need a pen and paper. You're absolutely right. Except I don't have one, so we're going to be doing this math in my
Oh,
head. All right, so you're saying it has a height of 20, and it's a
mm-hmm.
pyramid, and
Correct.
the base has an area of 30.
Correct.
Well, unfortunately, I don't remember the equations for the volume of a pyramid.
You don't use that in your daily life?
Typically, no. Typically, I avoid that.
You're more of a circle area of a circle kind of guy. I always knew it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Cylinders,
3.14 kind of guy.
circles. That's my jam. If there's pi involved, I'm there.
Okay.
Uh,
Pythagorean's theorem.
oh yeah. Me and Pythagora hang out all the time. It's just best of pals. um. All right. So let's think about this. So for the sake of everything, I'm gonna say. Did you say it was like? Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I got you. A geometric pyramid with three faces and a base has a height of 20. If the base has an area of 30, what is the volume of that pyramid?
It's three faces and a base. Okay, so I got to change my way of thinking about this because I was thinking of like a quadrilateral pyramid.
Oh,
You
okay.
know,
Okay.
the old Egyptian kinds. Um,
Is that a quadrilateral? I thought that was a geometric pyramid.
well, right, but if you're saying it has three faces and a base,
Yeah, it's like a
then it's
triangle.
yeah, it's like I don't even know what to describe it as. I genuinely have no idea. I could sit here and try to do the math in my head, but I don't have any paper to write it down on, and there's a low chance I get it right. So I'll throw out if it's a height of 20, a base of 30. Uh, you know, do do the 20 times 30, 600. I'll divide that by three. I'm gonna say 200. Yeah,
You
read it and
got
wheat,
it.
baby. Yes, sir.
No. How?
I
How did you
just,
know that?
I just,
You looked
uh,
it up. I know you've got
I swear
the
I didn't.
equation. What?
I just
You made that
figured,
look so easy.
I just figured it's, it's going to be the, if I took the whole area as if it was just like a
Wow.
square piece going up, and then I knew I couldn't divide it by two because there's more area missing from what I did than what is there. So I figured divide it by three and hope for the best. And I mean, I'm a
Oh,
mathematician. That's
you're a
incredible.
math magician. Oh my gosh. You pulled that out of thin air. I am very impressed, Blake. And you are one question away going through elementary
Oh
flawlessly tonight. I guess you did use one power up hint to get through, but other than that,
yeah,
you're still alive. You have a transfer portal going into the sixth grade, so you got to feel pretty good about that.
yeah.
And
What makes me even more upset is that I used the one power up, but then I got it right, so I didn't even need it, which is even
yeah,
more upsetting because I almost had a perfect run.
you
So
almost did.
I did have the bonus question for you. Did you want it?
Let's save it for next time. I've
All right.
embarrassed myself enough.
Okay.
All right. So for the sixth grade bonus question, we are in the category of anatomy.
Crap, I'm not getting it. I don't do anatomy, bro.
How many muscles are in the human body?
This is 100% a shot in the dark. I have no idea. 216.
I do have a second question if you want to enter the transfer portal. I'll give it to you.
Oh, I can. I will enter the transfer
Mhm.
portal. I don't do anatomy.
All right, we're going back to math. And this question says this quadrilateral has four parallel sides. The opposite sides are equal, but the corners do not form right angles. What is this shape?
A parallelogram? Did I
Uh,
understand
I'm
that
I'm
question
looking
right?
for, I'm looking for the name of the shape, not a describing factor.
Okay, will you repeat the question to me then? I don't.
Yeah. This quadrilateral has four parallel sides. The opposite sides are equal, but the corners do not form right angles. What is the shape?
Four parallel sides. The opposite sides are equal. To me, that was just a parallelogram. So I don't even know what. Because you just take the rectangle and you go skirt, and then I in that case, I don't know.
Think the opposite sides are equal, but the corners do not form right angles.
Yeah, that's a parallelogram. You're describing a parallelogram.
Well, I'll have to look for the definition because that's not the word I have on my
What
screen.
word do you have?
I have it as a rhomboid.
Oh, rhomboid. Okay, no, that
Yeah. No,
yeah,
is that
that
different? Let me look it
it's
up.
a rhomboid's like a diamond basically. So yeah, because you said there was
Rhomboid.
four equal sides, huh? Which if you take a parallelogram and make all four sides equal, you get a diamond, which is right. So yeah,
Yeah. So I don't think it's a parallelogram as I do some research. It says a rhomboid. Oh, it is. It is. A rhomboid is a parallelogram in which adjacent sides are not equal and there are no right angles. So I think you were
yeah.
confused on the right angle part, but
Well, a
overall,
parallelogram doesn't have right angles. It just has two sides of two different lengths. Like these two sides are the same. Either way, I was wrong on that one, but I was almost correct, so I'll take
that
it.
was impressive. I gotta say, nobody's even really made it through to the bonus round without having like missed or kind of been gifted a couple of answers, and you went straight through a couple of them, like the Bering Sea one and the other volume of a geometric pyramid. I can't believe you pulled those out. I'm very impressed.
Shots in the dark, but somehow we made it through, so
Yeah.
I'll take it.
If you were playing along at home, let us know how you did. Let us know how you think the questions are. And we would actually like to challenge you to send us a email, send us a DM, and let us know if you think you're ready to go up against Blake. We'd love to have a guest on the next time we do this part of the show. Blake, you got anything for the listeners on the way out today?
No, I just can't wait to see who's brave enough to try to take me on. I'm looking forward to it.
No, I think that was a really fun segment. I am very excited for that. And I just want to congratulate you again on an excellent performance. And let's completely forget about what I just did. It was very embarrassing to both me, my family, and all 6 of my elementary school teachers. I apologize to them for, putting a little smudge on their name. They were good teachers. I just clearly didn't grasp a single thing that I was taught. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we will catch you guys next.
Peace out.
Congrats on making it all the way to the end. We hope you enjoyed the show. You are now officially part of the PM and the AM fan base, the morning people, and we are super pumped to have you here. Now that you're a part of the crew, please share the episode with a friend, and make sure to check out the rest of our shows and social media content for more hilarious brackets, crazy questions, and an overall great time. Thanks for listening. It truly means a lot to us, and we'll catch you guys next week.